Welcome, cherished friends. In our fast-paced world, where instant gratification is often sought, we find ourselves grappling with the profound essence of patience, a virtue often challenged, yet beautifully rewarding. Have you ever wondered why there are moments when heaven seems silent? Why our earnest prayers seem to echo unanswered? Today, we unravel this enigma and wade through the transformative journey of waiting upon the Lord. Let's embark on this voyage together, discovering the divine orchestration of God's impeccable timing and unveiling the blessings concealed within life's pauses. Your heart, mind, and soul are about to be touched in ways you've never imagined. Join us. Picture this: an artist carefully selecting each hue, thoughtfully placing every brush stroke, ensuring each element sings in harmony to create a magnum opus. Now, magnify that image infinitely, and you're approaching the grandeur with which God designs our lives. Every high, every low, every twist and turn is a deliberate touch from the divine brush. We might wonder, why this delay? Or why that detour? Yet, the answer lies in the profound words of Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. A promise, not just of good intent, but of an envisioned future filled with hope. It's human nature to plan, to set timelines, and to get restless when things don't align. But consider this: our perspective is limited, bound by the constraints of time and space. God's view? It's eternal, all-encompassing. While we see a single thread, He sees the entire tapestry, beautifully interwoven with purpose, lessons, and blessings. So when our timelines seem skewed, when patience runs thin, it's vital to remember our watches might tick away, but God's timing, meticulous, deliberate, and oh so perfect, is orchestrating a symphony that will resound in the halls of eternity. We are not merely products of chance, but cherished masterpieces in the making. Let's trust the artist. In our day-to-day life, we can sometimes feel like a puzzle with scattered pieces, but just as a child trusts a parent to piece together a jigsaw puzzle, we must place our trust in God, knowing that He's placing each piece exactly where it needs to be. He's shaping our stories even when we can't see the bigger picture. Think about it. How often have unexpected turns led us to moments of profound growth? Those times when life threw curveballs, only for us to realize later that these challenges were blessings in disguise, refining us, fortifying our spirit, and redirecting us to a path more aligned with our true purpose. Diving deeper into Scripture, Isaiah 55:8-9 tells us, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." These verses are a gentle reminder that, at times, the divine plan might seem inscrutable, or even contrary to our desires. Yet, every step, every delay, is soaked with intention, guiding us towards a destiny far grander than we could ever envision. In the chapters of our lives, it might be tempting to rush ahead, to skim through the pages to get to the good part. But in doing so, we risk missing the nuances, the lessons, and the small joys embedded in the journey. Our story, with its climaxes and troughs, is being written with a divine pen, and every word, every pause, resonates with God's profound love and vision for us. As we navigate this intricate dance of life, intertwined with moments of waiting and periods of movement, let's anchor ourselves in the unwavering belief that we are held, guided, and cherished by the one who sees the end from the beginning. Our role: to embrace the journey, to learn, to grow, and above all, to trust in the Master Planner and His divine blueprint for us. In the depths of our hearts, there's a space where growth unfurls, often quiet and unseen. Waiting. It's a word we're all too familiar with, yet its depth is profoundly underestimated. In our fast-paced world, waiting can feel like a halt, a break in the rhythm of life. But what if I told you that the moments you feel paused are the very ones where you are being primed and readied for greatness? Delving into the Word, Romans 5:3-4 becomes our beacon. It reminds us that we also glory in our sufferings because we know that suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance, character, and character, hope. This isn't just a sequence of events, it's a divine process. Each stage of waiting acts as a crucible, refining and molding us, fortifying our spirits and crafting a resilience that becomes unbreakable. Now, I want you to think about those times when prayers seemed unanswered, dreams felt distant, and hope was but a glimmer. It's during these moments, when the world blurs and time feels stretched, that our soul is deepening its connection with the divine, learning patience, humility, and unwavering trust. Our spiritual journey isn't merely about the milestones and the breakthroughs, it's also about the spaces in between, the quiet introspection, the fervent prayers, the unwavering faith in the face of uncertainty. These are the moments that shape us, that carve out the essence of our spiritual identity. God, in His infinite love, sees the vast tapestry of our lives. Each thread, each color, each pause, and every weave holds significance. The periods of waiting are not empty gaps. They are the rich, textured parts of our tapestry, imbued with lessons and growth that equip us for the chapters ahead. So as we journey forward, let's shift our perspective. Let's see the waiting not as barren stretches, but as lush terrains of growth and transformation, places where our spirit is nurtured, fortified, and readied for the next phase in God's grand plan. The beauty, after all, is in the journey as much as it is in the destination. Pause for a moment and think. Think about the anticipation that bubbles up just before the dawn breaks, or the stillness of a theater just before the curtains rise. That's where many of us are in our spiritual journeys, right at the brink of something grand, in the thick of anticipation. This feeling, this waiting, while at times may seem like an endless tunnel, is a path filled with profound growth and transformation. Every time you've felt stuck, yearning for answers, or simply waiting for a sign, did you know you were actually on the front line of spiritual growth? It's as if life handed you a chisel and whispered, "Carve out your masterpiece." In those moments, God is inviting us to dig deeper, to strengthen our bond with Him, and to extract wisdom from the wait. Reflect upon Romans 5:3-4. It doesn't just share a sequence, it unfolds a map for spiritual growth. From suffering to perseverance, from perseverance to character, and from character to hope. It's a journey, one that assures us that every pause has a purpose, every delay has its design. But here's the captivating part. The beauty isn't just in the destination, but in the transformation we undergo while waiting. Like an artist chipping away at a block of marble, it's the repeated strokes, the patience, and the vision that reveal the statue within. Similarly, as we navigate the pauses, as we wrestle with our impatience, we're not standing still. We're evolving, maturing, and getting closer to God's vision for us. So, to every viewer watching, feeling like they're just waiting, remember this. Your current wait is crafting your future strength. Each moment of pause is actually a stitch in the fabric of your faith, making it more resilient, vibrant, and beautiful. God's timing isn't about making us wait. It's about ensuring we're ready for the blessings, the lessons, and the growth that's coming our way. So the next time you find yourself waiting, smile, for you're in the divine chrysalis, soon to emerge stronger, wiser, and even more aligned with God's magnificent plan for you. Surrender. It's a word that might invoke feelings of defeat or loss, but in the spiritual realm, it's a term of power and liberation. Letting go is not a sign of weakness, it's an act of profound trust. It's a dance between our desires and God's design, a harmonious blend of our hopes with His higher plan. Think about the moments when we grip our plans, our dreams, and our desires so tightly that our knuckles turn white. We hold on because we're scared, believing that our way, our timeline, is the only path to happiness and fulfillment. But here's the transformative truth. Every time we try to control every aspect of our lives, we're unknowingly building walls, not bridges, to God's blessings. Surrendering doesn't mean abandoning our dreams or aspirations. Instead, it means entrusting them to someone greater, someone who sees beyond our current circumstances, past our fears, and straight into the heart of what's best for us. It's about recognizing our limitations and acknowledging God's limitless wisdom. In reflecting upon Proverbs 3:5-6, there's an echoed invitation to lean into trust. Trust that the creator of galaxies, the sculptor of mountains, the painter of sunsets, is also the caretaker of our hearts and dreams. We're gently reminded not to lean on our limited understanding, but to place our trust in the all-knowing. The beauty of surrender lies in the release. It's in that breath of relief when we release the weight of our burdens and place them into God's capable hands. When we make that shift, when we choose to submit to His plans, the promise is clear. He will make our paths straight. No more winding roads or confusing crossroads. Instead, a clear path illuminated by His love, grace, and purpose. In our journey with God, surrender is the bridge between our will and His will. It's the space where miracles unfold, where our faith deepens, and where we truly begin to experience the beauty of God's timing. By letting go, we're not losing control. We're gaining a divine partner who will guide us, protect us, and lead us to the very best version of our destiny. So, to every heart listening, take that leap of faith, release your grip, and embrace the boundless love and direction God offers when you choose to surrender. Every act of surrender is also an act of hope. It's a profound declaration, asserting that even if we can't see the whole picture now, we believe that God is painting something beautiful for us. It's entrusting our brush to the master artist and allowing him to add the strokes, colors, and nuances that elevate our life's canvas to a masterpiece. This journey of surrender isn't always easy. It's human nature to want assurance, a clear sign, or an unmistakable nudge. We seek validation in every step, hoping for a roadmap with a detailed guide. However, true faith lies in navigating the uncertainties, in believing without seeing, and in understanding that every time we feel lost, God is ever present, guiding us back to our path. What we often forget is that God isn't asking for our understanding. He's seeking our trust. Every time we surrender our anxieties, our timelines, our desires, we're actually deepening our connection with Him. This relationship becomes a sanctuary of faith, where our vulnerabilities meet His strength, and our uncertainties are cradled by His assurance. Take a moment to soak in the depth of the message in Proverbs 3:5-6 once again. It's not just about trust, it's about wholehearted trust, about leaning away from our fleeting understanding and leaning entirely on Him. When we truly submit, giving every worry, every dream, every moment to Him, the promise rings true. He will make our paths straight. This is not just a straightening of roads, but a harmonizing of our soul's desires with His divine plans. Surrender is our heart's compass, always pointing us towards God's embrace. When we let go of our reservations, when we choose His will over ours, we don't just find answers. We find peace, purpose, and an unshakable partnership with the one who holds tomorrow in His hands. So, as you journey forward, may your steps be anchored in surrender, your heart be bathed in trust, and your soul be ever closer to the wondrous love and timing of our Heavenly Father. Life is filled with rhythms, seasons of joy and seasons of challenge. In the peaks and valleys, it's tempting to question, to doubt, and sometimes even to resist the path we find ourselves on. but surrendering is realizing that no matter the season, God's intent remains unchanged, to shape us, refine us, and lead us closer to His purpose. Consider, for a moment, a clay pot being molded by a potter. The clay doesn't dictate its shape, the potter does. In the same way, surrendering to God means letting Him shape us, even if the process feels uncomfortable or uncertain. For He knows the end design, the exquisite form He envisions for us. Our task: to remain pliable in His hands, allowing His gentle yet deliberate touches to mold us. The Bible is replete with stories of individuals who exemplified surrender. Abraham, willing to sacrifice Isaac, his only son. Mary, accepting the monumental role of being Jesus' mother, without fully understanding the magnitude of her yes. Each of them faced staggering moments where surrender was the only way forward, and in their surrender, they found God's faithfulness and provision in ways they could never have imagined. But here's a comforting truth: God doesn't expect blind surrender. He understands our struggles, our hesitations. That's why He constantly reassures us through His word, through signs, and through the testimonies of others. He beckons us to lay down our fears, to replace them with faith. And with each act of surrender, He responds with a renewed promise of His unwavering presence and guidance. In the modern world, surrender can seem counterintuitive. We're often told to take charge, to control our destiny, and to trust no one but ourselves. Yet, the profound paradox of faith is this: true freedom and fulfillment are found not in grasping tighter, but in letting go. Not in leading, but in following. Not in questioning, but in trusting. So, as we wrap up this segment, ponder this. Where in your life can you practice surrender today? In which areas can you release control and allow God to lead? The journey of surrender is continuous, but with every step, we move closer to a profound understanding of God's love, grace, and impeccable timing. Remember, in His hands, our story unfolds in the most beautiful, intricate, and purposeful way. Dear cherished viewers, as we draw this enlightening journey to a close, it's vital to take a moment and reflect on the tapestry of our lives. The threads of waiting, growth, and surrender intricately woven together, telling a story far grander than we could ever craft alone. Life is not just a succession of events, but a symphony orchestrated by the divine conductor, God Himself. Each pause, each crescendo, is purposeful. At times, the melodies might seem distant, the notes unclear, but rest assured, every moment is a part of His magnificent composition. We've delved deep into understanding that God's silences are not His absences. Like a watchful gardener, He's allowing the seeds of patience, perseverance, and trust to sprout within us. And even when it feels like the night is too long, remember, the most breathtaking dawns emerge after the darkest hours. As we step into tomorrow, let's do so with renewed faith, a faith that believes even when it cannot see, a faith that trusts even when it doesn't understand. Because the heart of our journey is not just about reaching a destination, but about growing closer to God, understanding His heart, and finding comfort in His promises. So, as you face life's uncertainties, hold on to this unwavering truth: God's timing is impeccable. Every weight, every tear, every challenge is a stepping stone, leading you to His perfect plan, which is far greater than anything we could ever envision. Before we part ways today, take a deep breath, feel the weight of your worries lessen, and the warmth of hope ignite your spirit. For you are not alone in this journey. God walks beside you, guiding, loving, and assuring that in His time, everything will fall into place, beautifully and perfectly. Thank you for joining us today. If this message resonated with you, please consider sharing it with someone who might need to hear it. And remember, every sunrise is a testament to God's unwavering love and impeccable timing. Walk in faith, dear viewers, and always hold on to the promise of a brighter tomorrow.